Hi, I'm Paige Deers. I'm here at the Crew Network Conference in Chicago speaking with experts, and I'm here with Angela O'Byrne. And Angela, let's talk about development. Not the greatest story right now because it's really not expected to pick up till 2015 in office, but what are you seeing in the story in development today?
Well, despite the crash, of course, we all know in the last 3 and 4 years have been just awful in development. But there are some sectors that still have money, still have activity. Among those are multi-unit affordable housing, healthcare. Airports are booming. All airports are growing and adding and doing, maintenance projects. Even hospitality, which was really decimated, is starting to come back. And what I'm seeing there is more in the renovations and refreshing of properties because they postponed for the last 3 or 4 years, and finally the mothership is saying you have to refresh. You can't just, let the property continue to deteriorate. So we're seeing in my sector really a lot of more maintenance type projects, not so much new construction, new development, at least in hospitality.
Well, that's good. No, there are some opportunities out there, which is good. But let's also talk about the way that you need to adapt your business in a downturn, because as a business owner, you certainly have a perspective on that. You have a firm headquartered in New Orleans. Was there any impact of Katrina?
Oh, huge impact. I lost 23 out of 25 projects, came to a screeching halt because they were underwater, and I lost all of my staff and was left with just one part-time bookkeeper. They all literally went to other states, and most of them did not return, and if they did return, it was many months later. So I had to really scramble, even just to service the last 2 projects that were still, out there that needed completing. I literally posted a sign on my door at my office saying, if you need, leave packages at the door, and if you need me, call my cell phone. And it was just me, and I operated out of my car, and I drove around because the projects were fairly far away from New Orleans, so a lot of driving. Clients were super understanding, though. They were very helpful. I couldn't access my office for a long time because there were no utilities, there was no potable water. Our landlord didn't let us back in the building for 3 months, so I literally had to operate with the files I had to access for the projects were from my clients, so I would sit in their offices and work there. And they also were wonderful. They advanced 100% of the fees way ahead of completion of the project. Wow. So that I could continue to operate. Anyway, it's a crazy long story. I also continued to pay my staff for months even though they weren't around, and then until we literally thought I was running out of money and going to have to close the doors. But every time, the three times I thought I would close the doors that first year after Hurricane Katrina, something happened that allowed me to keep the doors open, like an SBA loan or a project, FEMA inspections, or some oddball project that would keep us going. And then after that, we blew up and got much, much bigger.
So now you're in roughly 12 cities around the globe, right?
We actually have opened, related to all that, and fortuitously, right before the economic crisis started, I decided to diversify geographically, so I opened 9 other offices around the country, total 10, and all within the continental United States. But we also are doing quite a bit of work for U.S. clients in foreign countries, and so we're diversifying geographically and also in revenue streams. We've added construction, which we never used to do. Now we're a general contractor, both commercial and residential, and we're doing real estate development on our own account as the lead developer.
Well, and let's talk about architecture, because that is where you started. What are the trends really affecting the business today?
Well, architecture has really been devastated. I would say I've heard statistics like a quarter of the firms in the country have closed, a third of the architects are unemployed and have been for quite a long time. We've continued to stay very active. We did shrink in 2010, but we've stayed steady since then, and now we're starting to grow again. And I attribute that to our willingness to go anywhere for the right client. So if you're a good client of ours and we want to maintain that relationship, which of course we do, we will go anywhere for you. And I think a lot of firms maybe weren't willing to do that, and they prefer to close their doors. Obviously every story is different, but not everybody's willing to fly 21 hours to the other side of the globe to do a waterproofing job, and we will.
So it sounds like there's probably a lot of good talent out there then.
Amazing talent. I've never seen better talent. All these wonderful people out there looking for work. So I guess the benefit to my firm and to me and folks like me has been that I'm getting the most amazing resumes come across my desk, and I probably have the strongest team I've ever had. The 14 years that I've been owning, or 12 years that I've owned the firm, I've worked there 14 years, and 2 years into it, I bought out all the owners, and now I'm the sole owner.
Well, it sounds like that's a wonderful case study toward adaptability and what you really need to do as a purveyor in the commercial real estate market. I appreciate you sharing with us today, Angela.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Paige. It was great to be here. Thank you.